Hello, Wastelanders. N-camon back, and I'm here to talk to my own brain. I think I remember this part.
Well, well, look who finally dragged themselves in out of the wasteland. And where have we been, hmm? Crawling through pits of radioactive muck again?
This is too weird. I'll be back later. You my brain?
Ah, lovely. Figured that out, have we? Would you like a cookie?
Yeah, condescending. Why are you such a dick? No need to be over sarcasm. Your own brain is a slightly odd event.
Yes, well, believe me, the opposite is equally true. Good lord, have you bathed at all since they pulled me out of you?
Yes, because running through a crater full of bizarre science experiment, hygiene is a top priority.
Well, I see sarcasm hasn't eluded you. Fine, perhaps now isn't the best time, but it's the principle of the thing.
Wait a minute, hold on. I'm moving. My character is moving, talking, speaking to the Tesla coils in my head, which is due to the transmission from my brain here. Yet I'm talking to my brain that is having an issue with me talking to it with sarcasm. My head is hurting now. Why are you such a dick?
Well, that's a fine how do you do. Me, a, quote, dick, unquote. As if I'm the one responsible for the way you carry on gadding about the wastes. I'm not the one that makes us clamber around Technus-infested ancient vaults or go charging off to New Vegas on missions of ill-conceived revenge. And have we forgotten who got us shot in the head and buried in a shallow grave? Hmm? Do you think I enjoyed that little moment?
Who do you think made that decision? Brain. You're of course you're responsible. You're my brain.
I most certainly am not. I'm the seat of all reason and logic in our little partnership. All those feelings that motivate you, that sense of righteousness and that rush you get when you help someone, do you know where those come from? Glands. They come from glands. Free of the tyranny of your ape-like and primitive endocrine system, I can see how foolish your motives are.
But you're the source of most of those glands, unless you're arguing that my thyroid is to blame.
Well, look, it's all a very complex system of biofeedback and other things I wouldn't expect you to understand.
Admit it, you're just as glandular as I am.
Oh, all right. Perhaps I am, but at least I'm logical about it.
Alright. Don't you want to be reunited? I thought you'd be happy to get back into my head. How did Moby get a hold of my brain?
After the think tank extracted me from your skull, they fell to bickering amongst themselves. I'm sad to say we were quite forgotten about. Dr. Mobius saw an opportunity to gain some leverage and had me spirited away to his dome.
How do you manage that?
I don't know. I'm afraid the trauma of our separation rendered me quite insensate. I didn't come around until I was safely ensconced in this tank. I'm quite sure whatever he did was highly scientific, though.
Seems pretty unlucky. Coincidence.
Hardly. Dr. Mobius keeps a close optical sensor on the goings-on at the think tank. As soon as he saw the opportunity, he took it.
Alright, well that answers that. On to something else.
Well,
why don't you want to be reunited?
I'm not going to lie to you. The prospect is definitely not that appealing. Look at it from my perspective. Here I have peace, quiet, and safety. Well, barring the odd rogue scorpion. In your head, I've got poison, radiation, grisly injuries, and biological functions. Do you know how much more you can get done when you're not constantly looking for places to urinate? It's quite a lot, I can tell you.
Alright, what about the good things? About that cool breeze on your cheek, the smell of food, love?
Overrated biological feedback. Believe me, you only feel that way because you've got all that meat. Oozing hormones.
Isn't that just true that you only feel this way because you're lacking those hormones?
I suppose you're right. That does call certain assumptions into question, doesn't it?
So we're in impasse. You can't feel what I feel, and I can't think the way you think.
Indeed, quite the conundrum. How do you suppose we resolve?
I think we have to trust each other and know that we aren't complete if we're separated.
I suppose there might be some advantage to that, yes. There's a chance that the reintegration would create some improved synergy between us.
What do we say? What do you say, Brain? Join me for more wild adventures?
Well, I suppose you've convinced me well enough. I'll rejoin your body if that's your final decision. Unfortunately, before we get to that stage of the proceedings, we have a problem. Even if I could settle myself back in your skull and reconnect all those pesky nerve endings, Dr. Mobius doesn't have the tools here. We would have to make use of Dr. Klein's lab, and I rather doubt the brains are inclined to share.
Why? They promised to put us back together once they did what they wanted.
And you believe them? Really? I know you were recently deprived of my fabulous advice, but once I'm delivered into their clutches, they'll find a way past the radar fence and the whole Mojave will be their playground. And that is assuming, of course, that one of them doesn't take a fancy to our body and decide to slip his own brain into it instead.
You're part of me. I know you don't want to let that happen any more than I do.
Well, I suppose I do miss those endorphin rushes when we save the day. All right, what's the plan?
I'll handle brains. You stay here. You'll be useful outside my head. If the think tank won't uphold their bargain, we'll make them.
Right. Look out, think tank. This brain is coming out of its jar. I suppose now that we're reunited, you'll want to fill your torso up with those other meaty parts the think tank took from us. Personally, I think your upgrades are quite a bit better. But now that I'm with you, the Sync's autodock can plug them back in no problem. Right then, off we go. Klein will be in for a nasty shock when he realizes the pacification field won't work on a mind and body reunited.
Brain is added. Option: use sync dig autodock to yes, I'm going to get my original heart and spine. I understand I have like some bonuses by having the mechanical stuff. What? Hold on. Oh, there's things over there I haven't checked out there. Oh no, that's just where the Protectrons were when they were getting their holes fried. Oh yeah. Yeah, they got fried pretty hard. Oh, there's... Oh, my. There's stuff up there. One quick check. There shouldn't be too much. Same... Because the... What's this one do? Backup generator. Oh, so I could turn off the backup generator to weaken it. Oh, not that. I'm trying to switch. Okay, so I should be able to go right to the sink. The Robo-Scorpion shouldn't be really a problem anymore.
Who do you think is cuter, Dr. Klein or Dr. Boros?
Alright, hold on. Before I trigger that, let's check the tanks here. Alright, quick save. Unfortunately, I'm going to lose like some of those benefits, but I'd rather have my original organs, please. Thank you very much.
You require some additional...
Yes. Swap body parts. Place heart back in your chest. Cardiac arrest perk. Oh, okay, so I got a different perk now. Your heart is back in your body, but some advanced technologies will remain. You're less resistant to poison, 50%. Robots are only somewhat confused by you, 25% less likely now. But the bright side, heliums and chems are twice as effective. perfectly fine.
You require some additional.
Yes, engage your services. Swap buy parts. Reattach the spine. Alright, so I lost the spineless perk, but now I got reinforced spine. Your spine back can buy, but some advanced technology remain. Torso can now be crippled again, but your strength and damage threshold bonuses have now doubled. Woot! Wait, so I got 2 strength now and more.
If Sir would press Sir's spinal area against my primary instrument panel, I might vibrate at a soothing frequency.
Whatever. Alright, jukebox. Gotta deal with you too.
What's the haps?
I have a file for you.
Right on.
You play music?
Guess you could say I got the blue.
Okay, can't play music anymore. Later. Field research complete. And that's another level. Wow. Okay. Just blow them all into there. And I have another perk. It's just like level. Alright, certified tech. Did I get anything for the unarmed stuff? Okay, let's see if there's anything new. Stay back. I might take that. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and select it for now. I need to upgrade the shotgun because it's not doing as much. Cowboy. Guns, melee weapons was okay. You do 25% more with any revolver, lever, action, dynamite, knife, or hatchet. Ah. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Things that are lever. I wish I could go see my stuff before I select it. But I got bolt action stuff. Lever action, bolt action doesn't count. You know, I'm taking it just because of it. I'm from Texas. I'm not in that state anymore, but I'm from Texas, and so I have like. All right. Weapons. Into material rifle is bolt action. My lever action shotgun, that one actually is lever action, so I think I might hold on to that now. Hold on, the medicine stick. Medicine stick is lever action, so yes, it works. And that, I guess I'll be using the Magnum revolver for a while, since that's gonna get a bonus. Wait, so what's the damage values now? Not that pistol. Damage 104. This is 9.2 times 7, and it has the perks that go with it. This is still 118. So this is more if I need sneaky sniper. Otherwise,
might I be of service, sir?
Ooh. Repair, please. Wow. Took a lot of damage. 6,000 caps. Shice. Lever action. Medicine stick.
Might I be of service?
Can I sell some things? Oh, you finally restock? You finally restock after the fight. Alright, clear. At least I'm getting my money back. Curtain, nope, keep that. Oh, crap, I repaired that for no reason. Alright, you know, I'll sell all these little things now. That can go. Pull one of those, keep the other. Conductor, coffee mug. tape, syringe, vision batteries, hammer. Oh, you got turned into books. Scrap electronics. Keep the metal. Alright, where's that book processor? There it is.
Greetings, citizen.
Process. Alright. Is there any of the... Oh no. Okay. It's gonna be at the way bottom. Skill books. Survival. Okay, so I can do that one. Science, speech, unarmed. Ooh. Exit, exit. Might as well grab the blank books. Give me 2 Wonder Glue. Alright, let's make the survival book. Oh no! Did I click the wrong one? It said Pugilism Illustrated. Yep. Oh, at least it's still useful. Crap. Let's put the excess blank books back. Okay. Alright, all that's taken care of. I should probably see...
Much? No? I don't know. Is this getting annoying yet? Are you putting me out of my head?
Make sure you're prepared to finish this once and for all. Quick save. Yes, I am. Let's do this. I feel sorry for her, but...
The lobotomite returns. Our lobotomite. Has Dr. Mobius been denominated into scrap metal and voice module parts, as we hoped?
I found my brain, and now you and I are going to settle things.
I recommend watching your... Now, your brain. Hand it over, or we'll
I'm not handing over my brain over, and there are some things we should discuss.
And what could we possibly have to speak about? You have the brain, we have the technology. All you must do is surrender. With it, we can finally leave this place. I cannot tell you how boring this place gets, chopping up the landscape and everything in it. And we have so many questions to ask your brain first. About this Mojave place. A fertile testing ground for our experiments.
You think I am the lobotomite? No. My skull houses the brain of Mobius.
That is the most insane thing I've ever heard. There's no way Mobius would condescend to step inside you. Besides, there's no way such a thing could be accomplished. It's impossible.
Science. Nothing's impossible for science. Menson's laser atoms, brainwaves, all are at my command. Countless brain extraction surgeries exist, but only one implantation. One from Mobius. Oh my gosh, we gotta go science.
You speak the truth. And the decibel variation in your voice. It is Mobius. How dare you breach the think tank? And what do you want here?
I offer, dear, stay here, stay put, and I'll let you live. I think you're past due for your lobotomy, Klein. You may have noticed that pacification feels nil. Guess what happens now?
That's no deal at all. There's a whole world beyond the crater, filled with ideas and possibilities. We could have escaped, seen it all for ourselves, tested it, prodded at it, made it squirm. A fight? I've never been in a fight.
The pacification gets down.
What do I... Colleagues!
Chassis. Mouth monitor, eye monitors. Come on. I want the top part. Alright, fine.
Your beams already! You know my weapons do.
Dr. Burroughs. Dr. O. I kind of want to let her go, but that's not going to be possible. Oh, they count as abominations?
Bad guys dealt with.
Leave the think tank. Okay, search. Wow, there's a lot of things in here. Alright, that's Dr. 8. Dr. Klein. Dr. Darla. Dala. Dr. O. I think that was all of them? Or did I miss one? I have two options. I could go here or I could go there. Quick save for a moment. I want to go to the sink.
As it had been in the years before the Great War, Big Mountain, the Big Empty, became home to one of the brightest minds of the 23rd century. The courier watched over the Big Empty for years to come, caring for it and keeping its discoveries safe until they were needed to help others. Which had always been Big Mountain's purpose. Past the laboratories and science, it had always been intended as a place to build the future of all mankind.
The courier had scoured much of the Big Empty, although secrets still remained in the crater's depths. Perhaps that was for the best, however. Curiosity, while sometimes rewarded for its efforts, often proves to be equally dangerous.
Dr. Mobius continued his research undisturbed in the Forbidden Zone. As much as he had attempted to create better scorpions, he tried the same with humanity, with considerably less success. These failures didn't bother him overmuch. Once the rush of mentats wore off, he forgot he had failed in any event.
Of course.
After all, the bright young mind who had come to visit him in the Forbidden Zone had already exceeded his expectations.
The sink atop the dome bustled with the voices of a small town, constantly chirping, arguing, and snarling at each other. Still, this all happened productively in the interests of its new owner. The Sync Central Intelligence Unit discovered, despite its inversion code, it was comforted by the sense of community the other personalities gave it.
The Biological Research Station, obsessed with seeding everything in sight, requested a transfer to the X-22 Botanical Garden, so that it might, in its own words, sensually fertilize the garden's smooth contours.
Hells.
The garden sent back a polite refusal, saying it had prior commitments with a vault it had helped infect before the war.
Of course.
The book chute continued to devour all seditious materials until it nearly choked on a paperclip. It adamantly maintained it was a Chinese paperclip, and the whole thing had been an elaborately orchestrated assassination attempt. Whatever the reason, it slowed down for a while, carefully appraising each document and clipboard that came to it.
The light switches continued to bicker and flicker.
This persisted until the day someone dropped a flashlight in the sink, and the two of them united in their hatred of the showboat.
The sink continued to ruthlessly scrub any particulate matter that came near it. Eventually, it gained access to the magnetohydraulics plant and nearly flooded all the Big Empty in an attempt to scrub the crater clean.
The toaster continued its psychotic spree, reducing all appliances in range to scrap electronics and spare parts. After one of its more psychotic episodes, however, the other Sync personalities decided enough was enough and dumped the toaster in a bathtub. Sparking and hissing, the toaster swore its enemies would rue the day when they had bread and no way to toast it.
Muggy did his best to collect coffee cups, although in his quest, he accidentally trapped himself in Higgs Village. It might have been the end for poor Muggy. Except he found it peaceful there, tidying up the kitchens of the think tank professors back when they had been flesh and bone. Well, except for Dr. O, who was an asshole for having created Muggy in the first place. Muggy left O's house deliberately dirty, punishing the dishes and cups that lived there in blind revenge for serving Dr. O.
Blind old Jefferson, with sounds the courier brought him, created a symphonic counter-frequency that saved Big Mountain from sonic invasion in 2910. If you didn't hear about it, good. It was rumored by the other personalities that he had a brief fling with the light switches. Although he forgot their names much too often and was soon left in the dark as punishment.
Autodoc, always gentle and methodical, kept sewing up the courier in all the right places when the skin split open from repeated wear and tear. The Autodoc was just glad to have purpose again. It heard its simpler brothers and sisters who got shipped to the Sierra Madre were bored out of their skulls in that toxic dead city. In time, the Autodoc found a way to deactivate the Y-17 trauma harnesses, releasing the corpses they had held prisoner for almost 200 years.
As the courier ran through the X-8 facility multiple times,
Oh my gosh.
the computers analyzed the test subject's movements. Rather than performing a superficial observation, they realized the subject barely knew what communism was, or even what a high school was. This confused them for a time, until the facility finally realized that its research had succeeded. So it let its cyber dogs out into the wastes to help protect small communities from physical aggression rather than communist propaganda.
The infiltration program in X-13 felt spent, having repeatedly upgraded the stealth suit until it could upgrade it no more.
There's ending scenes
it
for
felt
these.
warm, fulfilled, and a bit sluggish. It realized not long after, the stealth suit had left it, without so much as a note on the nightstand.
Oh my gosh.
So the infiltration program sent out robo-brains into the wastes, looking for its wayward technology. It eventually found Repcon HQ, and set up a new research center, testing and murdering fiends who kept breaking into the facility.
The courier, organs intact, continued onwards, a little less heavy of step, but with all the organs in the right places, as they should be. After all, brains can develop a life of their own when left to their own thoughts, and the courier's brain was more clever than most.
The think tank basement, filled with lobotomized robotical frames of the doctors, now served as a graveyard. The monitors had recorded the battle in its entirety, including the think tank's final, shrill, terrified screams, whimpers, and pleas for mercy. They broadcast these humiliating last moments as a warning to anyone approaching the perimeter that other smarty pants were not welcome. The courier was the inheritor of the Big Empty, and there was room for only one will in the halls of the think tank dome.
There is an expression in the wasteland, old world blues.
Oh my.
It refers to those so obsessed with the past they can't see the present, much less the future, for what it is.
They stare into the what was, eyes like pilot lights, guttering and spent, as the realities of their world continue on around them.
Science is a long, steady progression into the future. What may seem a sudden event often isn't felt for years, even centuries, to come.
In the times following the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, however, Old World blues took on a new meaning.
Where once it was viewed as a form of sadness, nostalgia, it became an expression describing the potential for the future.
It can be easy to see science as evil, technology unchecked as the source of all ills, all misfortunes.
With the courier at the helm, science became a beacon for the future. There was Old World blues, and New World hope. And hope ruled the day at Big Mountain.
We could say more, but the stories in the Big Empty speak for themselves. Now armed with the transportal Ponder, the courier could return to the dome at any time and crack open the secrets of the Big Empty one by one. The sink sat vigilant, waiting for its master to return, shoes covered in Mojave dust. Only one road yet remained, and it was one the courier had to walk alone.
Which I already did. Lost the brainless perk. You've gained big brain perk. Your brain is back in your body, but some of the advanced technology remain. Your head still cannot be crippled, but you're only 10% more resistant to addictions now. Not that that was an issue. Surprising your damage my damage threshold improved by 10%. Thank you. All right, you've acquired the Big Mountain Transportal Ponder. My goodness, that's a mouthful. It's capable of transporting you and you alone between the Mojave Wasteland and Big Mountain. To return to Mojave or go back to Big Mountain from Mojave, simply equip the Transportal Ponder as you would any weapon, pull the trigger, and away you go. Note that it won't work in interiors or combat situations. It is totally incapable of harming your enemies. And I got another level up. Done. You're about done. Brain tank. Those are empty now. Alright, so given the time, it's decent to go ahead and cut this episode. When I come back in, I'll be at...
Couldn't stay away, could you? Yeah, I knew you'd be back.
It will be back in the Mojave, because mainly I need to sell and move stuff, and I think I will go ahead and off-camera search the rest of the place. I don't think there is anything too intriguing. I mean, it's basically loot or individual things, and that searching everything else would probably be like another 4 episodes. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this here. I will return to the Mojave in my next adventure. So until that time, thank you very much, and I wish you all a good night.